Are square set cornices just a ticking time bomb for brand new houses? I'm Matt Cornell from Cornell Engineers. Today we're having a quick look at square set cornices, why they might go wrong, and what builders and building designers and engineers can do to keep them working properly. So let's have a look at this video of the cornices in this house. It's a brand new house, less than 6 months old. At the top of the wall, it meets the ceiling. There's no round parts, just straight up and then straight across where the wall meets the ceiling. Now the problem with these nice square set ceilings is that now that trusses are spanning so far, they don't need support from the internal walls. So the trusses are supported out on those outside walls. The internal walls aren't really required. But if there's ground movement, or the truss moves up and down, then there's no real tolerance for movement at the top of the wall, because this is what it looks like. Here's the wall frame. That's the top plate. Here's the truss running over the top. Now, if this is a non-load bearing wall, this truss is meant not to be connected to this truss. So we use plates that allow the truss to move up and down without putting load onto the wall, which is great right up until the moment we get some of this movement. These plates are designed to move up and down. This truss is designed to stay fair. We'll have a little bit of movement when it's loaded. When the wind blows on it, it might move up. When someone's walking on the roof, it might move down a little bit. And these brackets are designed to make sure that this truss can move relative to the wall. However, here's our cornice. Plasterboard on the wall, plasterboard on the underside of the ceiling, with or without patterns. There's no tolerance for movement. If this truss wants to move up and down, this plasterboard is connected directly to this plasterboard. It cannot move. If there's ground movement and the ground moves down in underneath the house and the wall frame wants to move down with it, there's still no tolerance for movement. Everything relies on this connection from the truss to the wall being a very firm connection with no movement, no gaps. It has to be connected. The only time when we don't need to do that is when this distance between load-bearing walls is small enough that there is no real relative movement at the top of the wall. So our solution to this problem probably isn't going to be very well received. It's don't have square set cornices on truss roofs where the outside wall to outside wall load bearing walls are a fair way apart. Either have your building designer or engineer specify that the internal walls are load bearing so that the trusses are firmly fixed to the internal walls and there's no room for movement. That way you're not relying on plasterboard to hold the ceiling to the wall. It reduces the risk for cracking and makes it a little bit stronger. But it means that your builder has to install load-bearing walls, more connections between the roof and the walls, and it gets a little bit dearer. The alternative is looking at some of the other options that are available from the plasterboard manufacturers for cornices instead of using square set. There's some beautiful alternatives. There's even websites and pages that allow you to picture what your ceiling cornice is going to look like. So square set cornices are beautiful. They look great on new homes. They are at risk of damage if there's movement or if the roof framing moves. Is the risk worth it? That's going to be between you and your builder. I'm Matt Cornell from Cornell Engineers.